All right, welcome back to SIA Speaks. It's a new academic year, and we have new hosts. I'm Shaun, the chair of Creative Arts.
And I'm Malak, I'm your head girl. And today we have two very special guests who are going to be talking about mental health with us in spirit of World's Mental Health Day, which is on the 10th of October.
Hello everyone, I am Hana. I am the chair of the Sports ECA Committee.
Hey guys, Abhinav here. I'm your head boy and vice chair of Sports ECAs.
All right, so as mental health is next week, what is mental health to you and why is it important to talk about?
Mental health to me is a very important topic that I feel is really underappreciated because most people look at the physical attributes and base their life on that. But mental health is arguably as important, if not more important than physical health, because your mental health kind of demands a process of how your physical health works. And mental health to me is a process and a state of mind in which I feel most comfortable in and where I realize my strengths and my weaknesses and I come to terms with that. It's also like a realization where you realize, okay, mental health is affecting me, what can I do about it? And also, this is where you use your friends and people you trust to talk about your mental health with. If you open up more, you'll get more views on the matter. And I feel like it's very important when determining how important mental health is to you as a person.
I feel like in addition to that, it's very important to know who you are and what your limits are and what you can and can't do, and you need to accept and come to terms with it so that you can take care of yourself and your mental health, because that's the only way you can truly be successful. Like if you keep pushing yourself into doing things that you don't want to do or things that are too hard and that is essentially just wearing you out, you might be successful, but you're not gonna be happy, and a part of being successful is being happy. So yeah.
So I agree with Hana. If your mental health is not good, then you can't move forward. So you have to fix your mental health in order to move forward.
And eventually, your bad mental health is also going to lead to bad physical health if you're not getting up in the morning, if you're falling out of your regular habits and you stop exercising, stop eating healthy, that's gonna affect your physical health as well.
Yeah, I agree.
So we all are A-level learners, so we face stress a lot, especially during exams. So what are ways that we can cope with stress to be?
I feel like personally for me, I really like stressful environments sometimes. I feel like it gets me focused and I focus on what I'm doing. But whenever I'm really, really stressed, I always remember that the community here is so good, obviously, so we can so easily rely on one another if we need help with certain subjects, or if we need help just mentally, speaking to someone about problems that we have going on in our lives. We always have people around us in school, whether that be teachers or our fellow classmates. So yeah, that's how I personally look out for myself when I'm stressed.
Touching up on that, I think it's also very important that we talk to our friends and realize that we're not alone in this, right? No one's alone in this life. We all have people we trust, people we love. We can talk to them, identify our problems. And whenever I'm personally stressed, I take a step back and reassess the situation and see what I'm doing wrong, where I'm doing wrong. I kind of self-actualize and go, okay, this clearly isn't working. What else can I do to make sure it works in the future? Also, I try to find my safe space where I'm in the zone and everything feels like I can do it. It's always comfortable to be comfortable itself is a very important aspect in life, because when you're comfortable and you're in the zone, you can do things that you don't think are good.
Fair enough. As Abhinav said, if you handle your problems alone, it's a lot harder. But if you have friends and family to look out for you, and if you share problems that you're going through to them, I think it's a lot easier to deal with mental stress. So yeah.
Me personally, whenever I'm feeling really stressed, I'm somebody who needs to just disconnect from what's causing that stress. So for example, when I'm studying, sitting on my desk and I'm studying, and I too overwhelmed to continue, I need to get up and I need to leave that room, just completely leave that environment. So I'll be pacing around in my living room, or I'll talk to my dad in the kitchen, or maybe just take a walk outside, just get as far away from the issue as possible.
So we're all learner leaders. So how can we make our school a safer and more mentally healthy place to be in?
So when I applied to be chair of the Sports ECA Committee, one of my main priorities was ensuring that everyone got to participate in sports. Not only because being in sports is so fun, but also because that helps you develop yourself so much. Like, I remember I was at a very low moment in my life a few years ago, and it was also around that time where I first started playing football, and it made such a big difference. Like, you just feel alive in a different way. So I want to make sure that everyone gets to feel that way too. And like, when you do play sports as well, like, your confidence develops so much, your communication skills develop so much as well. So it really, like, I think that's what I want for everyone in SIA.
I'm also a big advocate for sports. I feel like not just sports, but like whenever you find your safe space in whatever thing that is, if it's arts, sports, studying, if you find something that you genuinely feel passionate about, whenever life gets too much for you, you can just go back to there and experience like a moment of relief and joy as well. And also, I feel like if you're a community, like SIA is, and we're all approachable and we trust each other, then there shouldn't be any problems with people who have mental health problems not finding someone to talk to. Because if you're a community and if you're all approachable and if you have a layer of foundation of trust, then we should all be approachable enough for people to come to us and talk about their issues and for us to resolve them.
I think that sense of community that we have here in school is what makes our school so special and why I love it so much. There's just this like safe environment, and our teachers, they're all people that we can easily approach, and that's something I love about our school.
I agree.
I also feel that our environment also decides our mental health. So if you're in a very negative environment, it will affect your mental health. So say you study in a really dark room, or if you have really bad friends, I'd say that would negatively affect your mental health. But if you make these small changes, like brightening up your room, talking to people, that does positively affect your mental health personally.
Do you have an example of like one time you noticed your friend was like feeling really down? How did you approach them about that?
Whenever I notice that my friends are down, I try to take them to like a quiet corner, like not to get people's attention, because many people don't like having attention on them when they're upset. So I take them to a corner and I'm like, look, I can tell you're upset and I'm here for you if you need something. I'm not gonna push it, I'm not gonna force it, but you can come to me if you need anything. Because that's personally what I want to happen with me. I don't like, because like I said, I don't like people knowing all about my business. I like a bit of modesty sometimes. So I assume people would like that as well. So I just let them know that I'm here, regardless of whether or not they're gonna ask for the help.
Yeah, just giving them that option.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I agree with that as well. It's just a feeling of trust. Even if you're not like physically helping them with their problems, if the fact that they know that you're there for them should comfort them and lift their moods enough for them to come to you or ask you for problems. Even if like Hana said, if you're not up in their business, but they still have the feeling that you are there for them no matter what, it creates a sense of friendship and trust and love that helps in dealing with issues like this or coming to people in general.
Alright.
Yeah, and even if I ask somebody if they're okay, they're not gonna always like answer and tell me if they're feeling okay, but I feel like still now they know that I've noticed they're feeling down and that I pay attention to them and that I care and that they're being seen. So I always ask people if they're feeling okay, even if I know they're not gonna tell me what's wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It makes a difference to know that you're noticed and that people do care.
I think in mental health, if you go deeper, there's men's mental health. So Abhinav, as the guy here, how do you cope with the stigma of men's mental health, and do you have anything to talk about?
I feel like guys in general have a kind of harder of opening up to people. And again, with that, I would say find your safe space. Find somewhere where your life stress doesn't apply. So for me personally, it's football. Whenever I feel like life is getting too much for me, I have too much stress, if I just step on the football field and play football, my life problems immediately vanishes. I'm like completely free, I'm in the zone, no worries. And sometimes that's important when life gets too much for you. You take a step back and just for half an hour or 1 hour, just get out of life itself and find your safe space and work best in that safe space. Helps you like recharge and re-energize and get a new viewpoint on matters itself.
I think guys in general, they don't really share their mental health. They keep it to themselves. So I feel like if they do share, it will positively affect their mental health and it will just be better for them.
So just curious, what is the takeaway you want people to get from watching this video, like listening to this podcast?
That you're not alone, even though sometimes people feel like they're alone. Like, no one is ever truly alone. You always have someone, whether that's your parents, your friends, or your classmates. There's always someone who's on the lookout for you and someone who truly does care. And if you ever feel like you're down, like, you can always come up. It's not just, because life is not just like a straight linear line, it's always ups and downs. So if you ever do feel like you're down, just hold on to yourself, have faith in yourself just like others have faith in you, and come back up.
Alright, thank you guys for sharing your thoughts, and this is the first episode of SIA Speaks. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Thank you.